Captains for Newport, number 7.
Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome to Greyhound Football on Cable Channel 15 TV and on Facebook and also on YouTube. We appreciate you joining us. It's football for the Greyhounds 2017 style. The last time we joined you was for a semifinal round several months ago. The Greyhounds capping off a tremendous year with a loss in the finals. David Black alongside with Brian Prince, and this year we're joined by Hayden Schultz in the broadcast, who will be doing the play-by-play. We want to remind everybody that White River Medical Center, the complex in Newport, specialty care you need is right here when you need it. The WRMC Medical Complex in Newport has specialties currently seeing patients in the areas of cardiology, general surgery, pain management, OB/GYN, oncology, orthopedics, urology, and wound care. They also have after-hours clinic on the weekend. And for more information, give them a call at 512-2560 or stop by 2200 Malcolm Avenue in Newport, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a calendar. Captains on the field. We're about 4 minutes away from broadcast time. Brian Prince, Hayden Schultz, welcome aboard, Brian. Glad to have you back, buddy.
Man, I have been looking forward to this since we left Prescott that dark Friday night, and I think we're in store for another great year. Lots going on, lots healing, and this is one way for it to do it. I want to say a special shout out to Kevin Young. He is, normally our public address announcer here for the stadium, and he is in a battle with cancer, currently back in the hospital taking his treatments. He's doing better. The tumor is shrinking dramatically. Just want to let him know, keep fighting, Kevin. We love you, brother, and hang in there.
Hayden Schultz, welcome to Cable 15 TV broadcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's good to be here. Last year I was on the sideline with the River Country 96.7, and it was a good experience. And Mr. David Black came up to me and asked me if I'd like to be up here, and there's nothing more than I love the Newport Greyhound football. I mean, it's awesome to be up here, and I'm just really excited for the Greyhounds this year. Like Brian said last year, Prescott, very good football team. Kind of left a bitter taste in our mouth, but good to see a lot of new faces out here for the Greyhounds. I think a few of the seniors are going to step up this year. We got Cash Forrester back at quarterback, and Joe Brodus, who was a playoff monster. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to see what the Greyhounds are going to do.
You've gotten to see several of the practices, and you think this football team has a chance to be pretty good.
I think this Greyhound team is going to be very good. We're not very big on depth, but we got a lot of speed guys, and from talking to John Bradley, we're going to toss the ball around a little bit more. It's what we want to see. Get some of our skill guys out in space. Julius Clark, for one. I mean, the kid's an animal.
Brian Prince, Gosnell. Heck of a football game last year.
Yes, sir. Ball control kind of cost us that game last year. They ended up going on. They were their conference champs, 11-2 season. Their season wrapped up on a loss to Prairie Grove, which, if I'm not mistaken, they ended in the state championship game. Prairie Grove did. So they're a good team. They've got a kid that moved in from Blytheville, and should be a hoss to watch tonight.
Opening kickoff brought to you by Harris Ford at 3710 South Van Dyke Drive, exit 85 in Newport. We're ready to go with the play-by-play. Here's Hayden Schultz.
Cash Forrester kicks it off. And tackled right at about the 41-yard line. Big hit from Hounds. See what this defense can do.
Cash kind of kicked it high, but we just didn't get down there and get the coverage that we should have. He probably brought it back about 15 yards, and we showed in our scrimmage last week. We showed we had 3 different kickers, so it'll be interesting to see what happens next.
Dalton Phillips going to be at the nose guard position along with Devin Emery at the defensive tackle. Kobe McCoy at defensive end alongside with Luke Samaniago. Gosnell under center. Quarterback Keith, nothing. Led by Kobe McCoy, number 52.
Went to the left side of our line. They stacked it up right there. What did he do? Fall forward maybe a half a foot. So great stand right there. That's the way you want to start out.
2nd and 9 for Gosnell. Still got the Bash brothers at the linebacker position. Both Pruitt boys, O'Shea and Julius. Alberto Garcia and Julius Clark at the outside. Snap, handoff. He's hit host of Greyhounds tackle. Great job.
We got gang tackling going on. Everybody's converging on the ball. That's what you want to see, especially here early in the season. People, they're used to beating and banging on themselves. Sometimes they tend to resort to brother-in-law tackling. We're not doing that these first two plays. They're gang tackling, getting them to the ground.
3rd and 6 for Gosnell. Big stop right here for the Hounds. There's a snap, toss. Nowhere. Hounds again. Julius Pruitt.
Excellent defensive stand. 10:34 to go here in the opening quarter at Greyhound Field. And our defense they picked up where they left off last year.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we wanted to see.
11:22 remaining here in the first quarter. Have no score. First possession by Gosnell. And what was a good one, Hayden?
Yes, sir.
For the Hounds.
Yes, sir. Gosnell's going to punt. Going to be 4th at about 9. See if the Hounds will go after it.
7 Tydrell Friars back.
Snap. That's a good kick. Going to be around 23-yard line. Hounds are going to come out for offense. This is what we've been waiting to see. Let's see what they can do.
We'll remind everybody, Arkansas Steel Associates at 2803 Van Dyke Road. Their number is 523-3693. Always helping with the Greyhound broadcast. Been helping with the pregame show for many, many years, and we thank all the folks at Arkansas Steel Associates for being a sponsor here of Greyhound football. A couple of new things we have. The Ram Truck Center, Scottwood Ram Truck Center, will be having a halftime show. We'll have the Subway Coaches Show at the end of the broadcast, the Kel Motors Player of the Game, and the Newport Auto Body Collision of the Week. We're looking for it for the rest of the night.
Hounds tried to go dead call there. Gosnell didn't bite on it. Joe Brodus up the middle. Joe Brodus, big hole. Joe Brodus, 40, 45, 50, 45. He's knocked out around the 34-yard line. There's a flag on the play.
Tackle made by number 20.
I believe we got a hold after the runner Joe was already 10 yards past it.
Yeah.
Be a block in the back against Newport.
Well, you can't fault anybody on that particular play. You get a little excited, first offensive play, and we get a big break, and you got a kid out there that's just trying, he's hustling, and he just hits somebody in the back, hit him a little late, backs him up a little bit, but a big gain for the Hounds.
9:43 to go here in the opening quarter.
The 45. First down, Newport.
Still nothing. But a great first play.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. First down on the 45-yard line. Got a new center this year. It's going to be Zane Watkins, number 51, with Connor Prince at the right guard. You're going to have Big Emery at the right tackle. Also, Dalton Phillips at the left guard and Kobe McCoy at the left tackle. A lot of guys are going to go both ways. There's a snap. A little hitch route. Alberto Garcia picks up around 7. Great job.
He went out there, made himself a big target, gave Cash something to throw to, then made a move, picked up some extra yards.
And this is what John Bradley said they're going to try to do. They're going to try to air out the ball a little bit more, not so heavy on the run, but we are going to run the ball because we've got 3 tremendous running backs that are going to pound it to them. O'Shea Pruitt at the left slot, Garrett Body at the left end, Julius Clark at right tight end. Ball's overthrown.
I tell you what, the weight that Joe put on this year, not only muscle, it's going to help him in that blocking back category, and he did a real good job there, holding up, giving Cash just a little bit extra time to roll out there and attempt the pass a little high.
Nothing wrong there. 3rd and still 3 for the Hounds.
8:41 to go here. Still in the opening quarter. Newport's first drive.
Going to go trips to the left. Julius Clark, O'Shea Pruitt, Garrett Body. O'Shea in motion. And looks like it's going to be a false start on the Hounds.
First miscue on this drive. They've run real good, had a good flow to them. Shaking off the rust from the offseason.
Sam's Diner, the bright yellow building, 2nd Street, downtown Newport. If you're looking for a good lunch, we recommend Sam's Diner.
3rd and 8 for the Hounds. Joe Brodus directly behind Cash Forrester at the running back. Just overthrown, but I want to point out Joe Brodus coming down and making a good block on that. Seal and give Cash the time. Just a little overthrown.
Newport's going to stall out there on their own 47. 8:37 to go here in the opening quarter. Both schools have had a possession now.
JT Haynes is going to be the punter here for the Hounds. Low kick. It's going to roll out about the 25-yard line.
Football game is brought to you by White River Area Agency on Aging at 1200 Highway 367 North, next to Glass Plus there in Newport, providing in-home in-home care services, bathing, meal prep, light housekeeping, transportation, care coordination. We provide assistance in understanding how senior care works. White River Area Agency on Aging, next to Glass Plus. Ben's Black Shoes Cars. If you want to sell your car, you're looking for a car, a boat, a four-wheeler, you want to sell any of those things, give Ben a call at 512-8429. He's always looking for inventory.
1st and 10 for Gosnell. There's the pitch. Nowhere. Big hit. Toby McCoy.
He busted straight through. I mean, that play was over before it ever had a chance.
Absolutely. Toby McCoy.
Always looking for that Newport Auto Body Collision of the Week, and I would say that was one right there. We'll write that down and have that one. See if we can get another one like that.
2nd and 11 for Gosnell.
That Garrett Body down here. Julius Clark.
There's the snap. Just a sweet play.
Boom.
Big hit. That's your safety, Tyrell Fryer.
When you leave your feet as an offensive player, nothing good's going to come from it 99% of the time, and he was introduced to the turf.
Yes, sir.
Great defensive play. We sprung it out. Again, we're swarming to the ball. We're having gang tackling.
Gosnell picked up 2 there. It's going to be about 3rd and 9.
Tydrell Fryer, Alberta Garcia. They're both out there playing hard.
Gosnell comes out in a different look, trying to spread the field out.
That's a fumble.
That's a fumble. Toby McCoy again. Julius Pruitt with the big lick on the quarterback.
Just
to get the ball.
Just outstanding pursuit. I mean, that's running to the ball, giving everything you've got.
And a big thing Coach Hinsley always says, it's orange swarm. You got to have 11 helmets to the football.
And they've shown that every defensive play tonight.
Yes, sir.
1st and 10, Newport at the 17.
7:02 to go here in the opening quarter. Newport starting on their 2nd drive.
1st and 10 from their 17, looking in. Got trips to the left. Motion O'Shea. Hand off to Joe. That's heavy running for Joe Brodus.
It is. They strung it out there, and he just could not make the corner and cut it up. But they've gone back, trying to establish that run out there again, and that was what was, working to start. So we'll probably start seeing some of those out passes and kind of get Cash some momentum going.
2nd 11, Joe up the middle. Joe's got a hole.
It's Joe Brodus with a nice gain up to the
down inside the 10.
Yes, sir. Looks like the 8-yard line.
Gain of about 9.
Got a good push with the offensive line. Glad to see that. I was a little worried we didn't get a whole lot of push up at Highland last week, but we did get a good push, good 3-4 yards.
It's Coach Mark Hansley's third year at the helm, and of course, 2 years ago, the Hounds went through a season which, Mark said we're going to get better, and we did. We knew we were going to drop in classification. We knew we had help on the way, and then what a run the Hounds had last year. This program is where everybody can be proud of it. Huge crowd on hand tonight. Great for the Greyhound fans to be here on a Friday night.
They're still in line out there trying to come in.
O'Shea at the nut back. Joe Brodus up the middle again. That's going to be a first down right about the 5-yard line.
Every one of our offensive linemen had a 5-yard push. 5 yards. And, I mean, that's as that offensive line goes, so are these Greyhounds going to go tonight and this year. Hounds
trying to take advantage of the turnover here. Tremendous defense on its 2 possessions out. And now the Hound offense trying to take advantage inside the 5 with 5:40 and the clock moving here in the first quarter.
Tyreek Richardson's going to be at the running back position. Try to get him to come off sides there. There's a snap. Tyreek up the middle. He's just turning his feet.
He had a run in the scrimmage last week that had me turning around asking, who was that? Who was that? He gave you one of them Joe Adams plays where he got loose and went all the way back across the field.
Fred DeVos, 2nd and goal, Newport.
5:05 to go here in the opening quarter.
2nd and goal for the Hounds on their 4-yard line. Joe Brodus back in at running back. Cash throws. Touchdown, O'Shea Pruitt.
4 yards out.
Touchdown, Newport 6, Gosnell 0.
The Greyhounds have covered some real estate to get another Bratcher Real Estate touchdown. Come see Miss Mary Reed and Lauren Sampson or Carol Ann Young at 732 Malcolm in Newport to acquire your real estate. Call at 870-523-5100. Here's Rolando, the extra point. Kick is up and it's good.
With 4:44 to go in the first quarter, Greyhounds take the lead 7-0 here at Greyhound Field.
Robert Turner, new location at 2802 Stegall Road. He's been there about a year now. Financial advisor for Edward Jones. He's number 62 in your program and number 1 in your heart. Invested in the community, Robert Turner at Edward Jones. And reminder once again that the Mark Hansley Show brought to you by Subway in the Walmart Supercenter immediately following the contest. And then the Kell Motors Player of the Game show, or the Player of the Game announcement of for the Hounds will come at the end of the broadcast also. And we're looking for the Newport Auto Body Collision of the Week. We've already had a couple of big hits in the ball game. Colby McCoy in the running for that particular honor for the night. And then at halftime, we'll be visiting with our good folks at Scottwood Ram Truck Center, just in Newport for the last several months.
Out there on kickoff, Spencer Murphy, Alberto Garcia, Tydrell Fryer.
It's the Harris Ford kickoff. Make sure to kick off your fall with great savings on all F-Series pickup trucks.
Got a fair catch at the 28 for Gosnell with 4:43 to go here in the opening quarter. Newport leading 7-0. They cashed in on the fumble by the Gosnell Pirates.
So impressed, guys, at this stage of the football game. Defensively, we know how well we played last year. These guys are, I mean, their ability to go to the football seems to be outstanding.
Yes, sir. I want to brag on the offensive line on that last series. I mean, Joe Brodus, he gets all the recognition, but I'm telling you, the offensive line did their job and made sure Joe could hit the hole.
Got a good push.
There's the snap. Nowhere.
Again, they met that doggone orange crush right there. They swarming.
Looks like Dalton Phillips is the first one, and any time a D lineman gets your hands on you first, it's not good. It's going to be a gain of 2, 2nd and 8 for Gosnell.
Boy, Alex Emery's, he is growing. That's a man-child out there.
Hounds lead 7-0 after the score on and after the turnover by the Pirates. 4:05 remaining here in the first quarter.
There's a snap. Up the middle.
34 on the
Julius Clark's going to be the first one to hit him.
Missed the first person missed the tackle, but there were 4 waiting on him.
Yes, sir.
I mean, he ran into another wall. They're coming in waves.
It's a third down.
Another third down for the Greyhounds. 3rd and 4 for Gosnell.
Folks, it's 3:39 here to go in the first quarter, and we have a line still coming into the ball game tonight.
Yes, look at that.
Come and
Outstanding.
support those Greyhounds. We're pleased to have Mr. Jeff Ellis and John Miner in the box with us again tonight. Always great to have these guys with us.
Tackled right around the 10-yard line, Gosnell Pirates. Just some misdirection stuff, and I mean, that's what will hurt you. But at the same time, our boys, Garrett Body, just relentless effort to come catch him from behind. They're going to mark it about the 8.
Got through that initial hole, and we just didn't have a body there to bring that big boy down. Large young man, too. They're not in the end zone. Suck it up, defense. Go get them. 2:54 to go here in the opening quarter. 7-0 Newport. Good stop.
Party on the quarterback keeper. Down
Quarterback
just inside
keeper.
the 5-yard line. Be 2nd and goal from that point.
2nd and goal for Gosnell. Going to be at their 5-yard line.
24 Jose Pruitt. Also 50 Alex Emery in on that play.
If you're looking for an orthopedist to recommend, my good friend, Dr. Jeff Angel up in Batesville, part of a team of leaders of orthopedic and sports medicine. Been doing that gig for over 25 years, and you can call the Medical Park Orthopedic Clinic at 870-793-2371 to find out how to schedule an appointment here at the Newport Clinic.
There's the toss. Nowhere. Colton McCoy again, also Tyrell Fryer coming down.
Darius Young.
There's just speed right there, shutting down hole.
Tackle made by 52 Colby McCoy.
The biggest thing of stopping this wing T offense is penetration from your defensive line. And that's what Colby McCoy, Dalton Phillips, Luke Samaniego, and Big Devin Emery are doing every single play for the Hounds.
Keeping those corners turned in.
Hounds lead 7-0, 1:40 to play first quarter.
3rd and goal, Gosnell on their 4-yard line. Motion, toss, 24. Met, big hit, Tyrell Fryer.
That's Tyrell Fryer.
Going to be a loss.
Would you think that might be a Newport Auto Body collision of the week?
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, I've seen 3 of them so far here in the first quarter.
The crowd's getting into it. 4th and goal. Gosnell at their 5-yard line.
Hold them, Hayden, hold them.
And watch this ball, fellas. Do not move till it's snapped. 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Gosnell knocking at the door with a 4th and 5.
There's the snap. Drops back. Just missed him. Tyreek Richardson, great defense right there.
The defense gave up just that one little run. They bowed their backs and shut it down to keep that shutout going with 48.6 seconds to go here in the first quarter at Greyhound Field.
First goal inside the 10, I guess near the 5-yard line, and they don't get in. Just a great job by the Newport defense. And, boy, just so impressed with the technique football that the Hounds play. And, Hayden, what you mentioned about the penetration by those guys up front and allowing our outside guys to come hard, wow, playing exceptionally well. 48 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
But Gary Bott catching him and stopping him inside that 10 and not giving up was the play of the game.
There's a snap. Joe Brodus up the middle. Joe kicks outside. Tackle right around the 5-yard line.
Short gain on the play.
Going to be about 2nd and 9 for the Hounds.
Yeah, I'm going to go back. Garrett Body is the difference in them having a touchdown and not.
Absolutely.
He hustled all the way. Good job, young man.
People still trying to get in outside. They're in line. Going to miss the first quarter, and the stands are almost full. What a big crowd for the Newport Greyhounds.
There was that trips look again, Alberto Garcia. The screen pass, nothing there.
Tackle made by number 24 for Gosnell, Jadarian Young.
That's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. 7-0 your Greyhounds as we head into the second quarter.
Farmers Tire Mart at 1501 Malcolm Avenue, 523-6735. Call for an appointment. Tires for cars, trucks, tractors, trailers, ATV, lawnmowers, you name it. Auto service, flats fixed, oil changes, check the belts and the hoses, tire rotation, front end alignment, brakes, front rear, and mobile service available at Farmers Tire Mart. Don't forget about the Cal Motors Player of the Game. They're at exit 85 out on the highway. The Newport Auto Body Shop Collision of the Week and the Mark Hasley Report, sponsored by Subway in the Village Mall. I want to remind everybody about the Bank of England Mortgage Company. Kenny Thaxton, our good friend and Greyhound booster. He's a senior loan officer with NMLS number 738451. He's located in the Village Mall at Bank of England. If you need a mortgage loan, you're looking to buy a home and you need somebody to talk to, you need a lender, we recommend the Bank of England. Kenny Thaxton, Newport's own Kenny Thaxton in the Village Mall. And the NEDC, the Newport Economic Development Commission, located in downtown Newport, always working hard to keep our industry here, to bring new jobs to the community. Economic Commission and the Newport Chamber of Commerce do an outstanding job in support of our community. Unity Health Harris Medical Center, located at 1205 McLean Street, 870-523-8911. The Unity Health Continuity Clinic is available every Tuesday and Thursday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. with appointments made by calling 523-9852, and walk-ins are welcome, and they are now accepting new patients.
3rd and 8 for the Hounds on their own 7. Joe Brodus outside. Joe's got the edge, lowers his shoulder and just runs a kid over.
First down, Newport.
Followed his blocks, let his blocks develop. Put his head down, got that first down. Again, props to the offensive line and Joe Brodus' first, second, third effort.
Just like you said earlier in the game, Joe Brodus put on some weight, but it wasn't bad weight. He put on some muscle.
No, he didn't put on Brian weight. He put on Joe Brodus weight.
Absolutely. Here we go. 1st and 10 for the Hounds. Ball on the 17-yard line. Little offside play, we got him.
And we held our own. That's the great thing.
The offsides against Gosnell.
We'll take that free 5.
1st and 5 at the 22 for Newport.
More the old long count, offsides play. You got to have discipline enough to stay. You have to know that you're not going anywhere. There's no need to come to the line of scrimmage and go to looking at what assignments you might have because you don't have an assignment. Just be still.
Gosnell looks like a different team than they did last year. I know it's early, but they just look different.
1st and 5 for the Hounds. Joe Brodus up the middle.
Well, number 23 just really stuck it to him.
Joe Brodus broke the first tackle. It's going to be about second down and 2 yards to go.
11:06 to go here in the second quarter with your Greyhounds leading 7-0. They came off the they made a big defensive stop. They've come off just off the goal line with their backs to it. They brought it out to the 25.
Ball on the 25-yard line. Cash. There's the snap. There he is again, out route. Julius Clark. Slung out of bounds.
Gain of 6. Good pass, good catch. First down for the Greyhounds.
This is what John Bradley was telling us about. We're not just going to be run. We're going to throw some passes. And even if they're short passes, we're going to nickel and dime you down the field. And then we got the running back of Joe Brodus, Tyreek Richardson, you'll see later tonight. Those kids can flat out ball. And I'm excited for the Hounds to see this. First down.
Several weapons, several offensive weapons.
Ball on 31. There's a snap. There it is again. O'Shea.
Wanted to run before he got it in his hands. That's just a natural thing. 10:34 to go here in the second quarter. Greyhounds up 7-0.
City of Newport Recycling Center open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. You can drop off at any time. The bins are available after hours. Bonnie was wanting me to remind everybody that Newport High School has started a recycling program, and they hope to get other schools within the county. Hope to get Tuckerman involved in that too. But y'all know what all we accept up there, including glass bottles and a free paper shredding service at the Newport Recycling Center in downtown Newport.
Second 10 for the Hounds. Joe Brodus just slipped up right there.
He was moving too fast. Connor was pulling out here and had him a block, but
often you see in football, the thing you talk about is execution. For if you're throwing the football and you're trying to complete a pass, we were there, and O'Shea, just like you say, Brian, tried to run before he caught the football, so it brings up a 2nd and 10, and then we have a big play there, and we just slip on the turf. So just sometimes it just doesn't work for you.
big 3rd and 10 coming on here.
Ball still on the 31-yard line. There's the out route to O'Shea. O'Shea makes a guy miss. It's going to be close, right at about the 39-yard line.
About 2 yards short.
Down brings up 4th down and 2. Tackle made by 24, Jadarian Young.
You think maybe punting situation, but you don't know the way the Hounds can move the football here, where the Hounds, especially how their defense is
They're not
playing.
bringing them onto the field.
No, here we go. Zane Watson's going to be your center, alongside with Connor Prince, Devin Emery.
There's Tariq out there.
Yes, sir.
This is just a challenge here for the Hounds. They say, look, here we come. Can you stop us?
Timeout.
Fulham there.
Timeout, Newport.
Timeout for the Hounds, leading 7-0 with 9:10 remaining here in the first half.
Available right here in Newport. The Greyhound.
El Puente Restaurant. Call in or drive through. Great food, and you'll never leave hungry. You can try the fajitas, the fajita taco salads, fajita nacho supreme, delicious lunch specials. Get some of the best tea in town and refreshing fruit punch. Excellent service at El Puente. Jackson's Funeral Home, the 1900 block of Malcolm Avenue. Our family serving your family. Care and comfort in your family's time of need. The Jackson's Funeral Home. And Norman Baker Pharmacy, Mary Davis and crew. They're located in their new building at 2200 Malcolm in the former Kroger building. Nice, beautiful facility. Still have a drive-through window, which I like dearly. It's nice to be able to get your prescription called in, drive-through, pick it up, write them a check, and then move on. Convenient drive-through window at Norman and Baker Pharmacy.
I used them last week. Drove through and got mine. Because if I hadn't, I'd probably still been sick. 9:10 to go here in the second quarter.
4th and 2. We're going to go for it. Right up the middle, Tyreek.
We got met about 3 yards deep, and our offensive line didn't get that push that we have been getting. They were ready. They came up the middle and shut us down. Now our defense has to come out and go to work, Hayden.
Well, a lot of pressure that time came from the outside. It looked maybe like the outside guy got there first, but they had the right call defensively against what we had called, and a lot of times that's a guessing game, and they guessed right. 9:07 to play here in the half. 7-0 in favor of the Greyhounds. Come on, defense.
1st and 10 on the 38. Gosnell back in the wing tee. Snap. Just an outside sweep play. Tyreek Richardson closed in on him. We're going to pick up the 1st down. Tyreek fought through the stiff arm. Could have been a touchdown. Great job, Tyreek, from stopping it.
Looked like he had him by the face mask.
26.
Just got out wide on us.
Going to be 1st and 10 on the 26-yard line.
8:52 to go here in the second quarter. Greyhounds still lead 7-0.
There's just a fullback dive.
Defense has him up in the air and drops him. Picked up, carried for about 5 yards.
Met him at the line, but I think we carried him the wrong way.
This dead wing tee's, about exciting as watching paint dry.
And a lot of guys for the Hounds going both ways. Big Devin Emery, Dalton Phillips, Kobe McCoy, Luke San Diego subbed in at left guard earlier. Garrett Body also the receiver. Going both ways.
It's a challenge.
There's the toss play. He's met.
Going to come up on another big third down. Third and long, too, with 7:46 to go here in the second quarter. Greyhound still up 7-0.
Julius Pruitt with another big tackle right there. Make it 3rd and 2 on their 18-yard line. Come on, Hounds.
Tyrell Friars back there. Tariq Richardson. Alberto Garcia.
Quarterback keep to the right. He's got the first down.
He did a little spin and found a little crease and made the best of it.
Also number 18, Alberto Garcia on the play. 1st and 10 at the Newport 11.
Zane Watkins subbing into the game. He's going to come in for Luke Samaniego. Zane also another guy who plays both sides of the ball. You're going to see him come in at that defensive end. He also plays center every snap. 1st and 10, ball on the 11-yard line.
Been here before, defense. Both of them backs again.
There's the toss again.
24
They get up in there and just go to turning and spinning, picking up an extra couple of yards.
32, Julius Pruitt.
Picked up 4 on that one.
50, Alex Emery. 51, Zane Watkins in on the tackle. He's up 2nd down.
Penetration is the key for the wing tee. I know you'll fall asleep out there, and that's what they did to us last year. Made us fall asleep, and they'll throw the ball. Going to be 2nd and 6 on their 7-yard line. Outside, Alberto Garcia. He stays on his feet. Going to be down about the 5-yard line. Alberto with the first initial hit, and then Julius Clark coming in to finish it off.
He didn't get his crawl momentum he thought he was going to get. Another big 3rd down.
Can the Hound defense hold again?
3rd and 3 on their 5-yard line. Here we go, Hounds.
Kane arm tackle. Got to wrap them up, fellas.
Quarterback keep
There it
right.
was.
That's number 2
He's
on the
met.
carry. Raymond Carty. Brought down near the
Julius
line.
Pruitt.
Tackle made by 24, O'Shea Pruitt. Also number 32.
Big 4th down here, Greyhounds.
4th and a long 2.
Fans, the defense is ready for
5:14 and counting in the second quarter. Greyhounds trying to keep them out one more time.
Hear it again. The fans. They're still lined up, Brian.
I mean.
Time after time after time after time again last year, the defense could hold right here.
Exactly.
Can we do it again for 2 times tonight? Gosnell wants timeout, 25-second clock about to run out. Remind you that Merchants and Planters Bank with the main office 2nd and Hazel Street. Their phone number is 870-523-3601.
sponsor, MPOC.
www.mnpbank.com. All your banking online. And the Solution Center, Merchants and Planters Bank at the corner up front and Hazel Street. And the new M&P Insurance and Investment Services located in downtown Newport also. Cal Motors brings you the player of the game. Newport Auto Body Shop brings you the collision of the week.
WRMC Medical Complex Newport. Call 870.
Subway brings you the coaches show at the conclusion of the broadcast. And at halftime, we'll have a visit with Richard Buffalo from out at Scottwood Ram Truck Center. Each and every Friday night, the halftime show will be presented by the good folks at Scottwood Ram Truck Center. We thank those folks for coming along with us and enjoying Greyhound football.
4th and 3, but they can still get a first down, but I'd rather catch them in the backfield, Hayden.
Gosnell is going to go for it. Here we go. There's the snap. Going to be that toss play again. He's met. Short.
Great defensive stand. Great defensive stand.
Again. the orange swarm that Coach Hinsley has been preaching to these kids. Also, do your job. Do your job, we'll make plays. And that's exactly what the Hounds did right there, bailing out the offense again.
4:42 to go in the second quarter, and it's another Newport Greyhound first down.
It is that. It is that. Going the other way, the Hound defense for the second time tonight with a stop inside the 5. Huge.
Ball on the 4-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Hounds. Run to Joe Brodus. He's going to pick up a couple.
Joe Brodus on the carry.
Just a good push, good safe run out of the dang. I mean, he's 3-4 yards deep in the infield. I mean, in the end zone when he's getting the ball. He got him ahead of steam. 4:20 and counting here in the second quarter.
Zane Watkins is the new center, and that always puts pressure. You never know what he's going to do, but he's held his own tonight.
He's done an excellent job. Did an excellent job up at Highland.
Tyreek Richardson finds a hole. Just keep churning the feet.
Richardson on the carry up to about the 11-yard line.
You know, one thing I already noticed different in this game, David, than last year is once you get stopped, they blow the whistle. It don't go on and on and on like it did last year. Not hammering the officials, but last year, I mean, it seemed like it drug on before they.
There were a lot of crews last year that called the game that way.
Yeah.
Just sometimes they never would even blow the whistle at all.
And the game's drug on.
Sure, the whistle has to stop the play.
And that's how personal fouls begin, and it hurts both teams.
Absolutely right.
3rd and 4 for the Hounds, ball on the 11. Tyreek outside. Connor Prince, big block right there. They're going to pick up the first down.
First down, Newport.
Great block. Great block.
Tackle made by number 23.
Great. I'm proud of my nephew. Proud of him. Great. I mean, pulling from the right side, came around, made the block, got the first down. Linemen don't get recognized. I'll recognize him.
Absolutely. Tyreek's going to get his name called, but up here it's going to be Connor Prince. That was a big pancake block on number 44.
3 minutes to go. Second quarter, 7-0 Hounds.
1st and 10 on the 16. Tyreek again outside. He's got room. Tyreek breaks the tackle, lowers his shoulder.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Tough run.
Look at our linemen. Our linemen are downfield 15 yards.
Absolutely.
They never gave up on it. Did not give up. What do you think, David Black?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Hound defense is playing lights out, and the offense is moving the football.
Tariq! That's what I'm talking about. We got JoJo and Tariq.
1st and 10 for the Hounds. Ball on the 32. Let's see if we can go score right here. Bad snap. Picks it up. That's Monquell Cox picking it up, making something out of nothing.
That's what I'm talking about right there. 2:20 to go here in the second quarter. 7-0 Hounds. Got a flag over there as well. Gosnell's backing up, so I'm assuming they're thinking it's them.
Might have been a horse collar over there or a face mask towards our sideline.
Yeah, you get the mishandled snap. It's a low snap. And you really make a little bit.
It was a horse collar.
Yep.
Yeah, you make a little bit out of nothing. But that penalty's really going to help the offense. The Hounds have their full complements of timeouts left with 3. 2:20 to go, so a wealth of time, especially with those timeouts. And the ball up to the 43-yard line. Come on, Hound offense.
1st and 10 for the Hounds. Got it again.
Thank you.
That was the thing we did not do last year. We let the penalties get to us, but right now we're making Gosnell make the mistakes. Good discipline from the Hounds there.
Hey, y'all realize that it's Friday night in Arkansas. We're playing high school football.
And it is
Friday
exciting.
night, dude. It is cool, comfortable. Hey, it was last year at Gosnell. Remember, David?
Absolutely. That was nice.
Yeah.
Certainly was, yes.
It may be 90 million degrees next year, but it's cool tonight.
It's cool tonight.
Greyhound Field.
There's the pass, just overthrown.
That's incomplete. Second down and 5.
That's where you're supposed to throw the ball there for Cash Forrester. Getting some experience throwing the ball a little bit more this year. Last year, he was a sophomore quarterback, didn't have to throw the ball a lot because we had 2 all-state running backs. And
I would have loved for him to caught it, but I love us throwing it downfield.
Yes, sir.
Throwing it downfield is going to loosen up this defense.
Was a good
create hope.
Good play call there because we have a mismatch just simply because we ran right past the guy. The defensive guy finally recovered it. Probably a linebacker trying to cover a guy.
Second 5.
Out there with speed.
Met the backfield. Going to bring up about 3rd and 10. Monquell Cox, a sophomore that's going to get a lot of playing time this year. Coach Hinesley bragged on the kid. He was outstanding last year in junior high. I went watching myself. He is very shifty and he's very hard to tackle. And he's probably one of the fastest kids on the team.
Big 3rd down, 1:50 to go here in the second quarter. 3rd and 9 for the Hounds.
Cash drops back, throws the little out. Right through Roche's hands.
And I'll remind everybody, next Thursday night, easy drive to Valley View. Go support the Gray Pups.
Absolutely.
You're 30 minutes, 32 minutes over there. Easy ride over, easy ride back. I mean, it's as close to being as home as you're going to get.
What's it cost getting a ball game? $5? $4?
Yeah.
I promise you'll get your money's worth because they have got some guys in junior high who are going to be very good Greyhounds.
It's a good program. It's a good group of kids. They win a ball game at Greene County Tech last night, 26-0, and the Hounds are punting.
JT with the punt. Going to catch about the 25.
I thought they played Gosnell last night. They went to Greene County Tech last week in scrimmage.
Oh, Gosnell. Excuse me.
There you go. 26-0. In the pouring down rain.
Yeah.
They didn't care nothing about that hurricane. They played football.
Lindley Health and Rehab Center at 326 Lindley Lane, 523-6539, providing guests with a variety of essential services, including long-term care, rehabilitation, occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, hospice care, and restorative care, all at Lindley Health and Rehab Center.
1:30-1 to go here in the second quarter. Hounds lead 7-0.
1st and 10 on the 33. There's a toss play again. Alberto hits him. And there's the swarm again.
Got the initial slow down, and then here comes that swarm.
We've talked, and Coach Hinesley preaches about being able to set an edge on the outside there, and that's what Alberto did then. Even though he missed the tackle, he set the edge and said, look, I'm going to slow you down enough that I've got, as Hayden says, the swarm coming. Coach Hinesley and Coach Reynolds with that defense, and boy, what a job this defense has done tonight. Let's hold them here for the last minute of the half. Hounds lead 7-0.
2nd and 8 on their 35. There's the double handoff. Met again. Kobe McCoy and O'Shea Pruitt tackling.
Under 48 seconds to go here in the second quarter. 7-0 Hounds.
Going to be about 3rd and 4 with about 40 seconds left. Did Gosnell take a shot here? They just go into half.
There's a 3rd down and 4.
Still in the wing tee. Tight end's going to split out wide. Garrett body on him. They do take a shot down the sideline. Tyrell Fryer there.
That's incomplete. Bring up 4th down and 4.
Real good defense. Almost, took a chance at the ball. Nothing wrong with that because it was probably going to be out of bounds anyway. Don't ever let them get behind you.
Couple of schools of thought here with 4th down and short for Gosnell from a defensive standpoint. Newport, do you try to block? You've got 13.9 seconds. You're going to assume that the kick's going to take maybe 8 to 10 seconds. If you fair catch it, 6 or 7.
It looks like we're bringing the pressure. He gets it off, low kick. Tyrell going to pick it up.
He's got
Tyrell. He's got speed. Hit. Right at the 45-yard line. Got 6 seconds left.
I like the picking it up and advancing it.
Yes.
I do like that. I don't care if he didn't have the blockers because we did go after the punter, but picking that ball up, sticking your nose up there, I like that kind of football.
Sonic Drive-In, their new location on Highway 67 North, as Gosnell wants to call a timeout right here to make sure that they're going to set up their defense where they say, look, guys, we don't want to get beat with a long pass. We'll give them a 20-yard run, but please don't let them throw it over the top on you. Sonic Drive-In, burgers, fries, onion rings, and over 168,000 soft drink combinations, milkshakes, you name it, they've got it. Great service at the new location, and a drive-through window at the new Sonic, the Sonic Drive-In. ASU in Newport introducing an all-new agricultural technology program. You know, today's agriculture has changed. It's more than planting and harvesting. At ASU Newport, you'll experience new technology with our mobile precision ag lab, farm management software, and guided tractor systems. Learn the technical skills you'll need to start your agriculture career with modern producers and agriculture industries. Get real-world, in-the-field experience with ASU Newport's agricultural technology program. You can apply now at www.asun.edu and start your high-tech career in agriculture today.
Folks, we're sitting here with the conference champions of a 4A school, and we've held them scoreless. It may not hold, but, hey, that's impressive.
First and 10, 45-yard line. Cash drops back. Going to be a little screen pass to O'Shea. O'Shea makes a guy miss. O'Shea makes another guy miss. He falls down. That's going to end it.
49-yard line. That's the end of the first half.
At the end of the second quarter, Greyhounds lead 7-0. Take her away, David.
And I want to remind everybody about Dennis Neal is All Surface Resurfacing. His phone number is 870-664-1224. Commercial in working with architects and construction companies. 20 years experience in the construction and refinishing. State vendor for refinishing school for bathrooms and locker rooms and schools. You need some commercial building concrete polished? Let me recommend Dennis Neal's All Surface Resurfacing. Give him a call at 870-664-1224. And, you know, September's Life Insurance Awareness Month, and we believe protection is the foundation of planning. And at Modern Woodman of America, Brenda Benish has always been there for the folks in Newport, Arkansas. And to take away from the part about doing insurance, she does that great. She's one of the best. But what Brenda does is literally put back hundreds of thousands of dollars back in the community with their matching fund program at Modern Woodman. And Brenda is always willing to help, and she does so by getting those matching funds and getting them donated to organizations throughout the community. So our hats off to Brenda Benish at Modern Woodman. It's been an interesting first half, 7-0 in favor of the Greyhounds. We're going to take a break, and we're going to have the Scottwood Ram Truck Center halftime show, and then we'll be back right after that with the second half.
The Newport High School cheerleader.
Richard Buffalo once again. We visited earlier this week on Facebook, and good to see you again, my friend. It's halftime here at the Newport Gosnell football game, and of course we pre-recorded this. We don't know exactly what's going on in the game, but we're excited about Newport Greyhound football, and each and every week at Scottwood Ram Truck Center, we're going to be on the air here at halftime talking about us and talking about Greyhounds. Welcome to the world of small town football, and you've been there before, my friend.
I have. Being from Carlisle, Fridays are a special time. Everybody's excited about football. Friday Night Lights, you can't beat it.
Well, talk a little bit about being here, and we talk about some traditions. We got traditions on both sides from a dealership and a town standpoint. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, one of the great things about working for the Wood family dealerships, you know, good people, you know, they care about what's going on. They care about their customers, but they care about their employees as well, and they're going to do the right thing. So I'm glad I work for a company like that. Scott's been in business since 1939 with the Chevrolet dealership, so you know, getting to branch out to Newport's an exciting time.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What great tradition that the Wood family dealership brings to the community of Newport, in a community where Newport Greyhound football has tremendous tradition. And even before we got on there, you were talking about needing to get some signs and a few other things in support of the Hounds. And the Hounds traditionally a good football team, and throughout the course of the year, the Hounds are expected to do real well. Went to the semifinals last year, so we're looking forward to it. We want to talk a little bit, though, about the dealership, because that's why we're here. And one of the things I wanted to hit on is let's talk about the website again.
Website, so scottwoodchrysler.com. Just want folks to know that if you'll look at all new inventory, you can see all our inventory regardless of location. Same with used. If it's new or used and it happens to be at Batesville, that's no problem. We can get that unit over here for you, so don't worry about that.
So if somebody you're looking and you see a used vehicle sitting on the lot at, say, the Chevrolet store in Batesville, and that's the one you're interested in, but you don't want to have to drive to Batesville, get a hold of you guys, call you guys, and then you guys go up there and get it, bring it back, and let's look.
That's right, because it's all about what's convenient for the customer. We don't want you having to go out of your way. We want you to stay right here in Newport. So,
no doubt, when we talk about used inventory and you look on that website, I mean, it's loaded with inventory, and the amazing thing to me is how much the inventory rolls over. You guys are selling some vehicles.
We are. We're selling a lot, and you know, having 2 different locations, we're moving vehicles back and forth all the time too. So, you know, if just because it says it's not here, it might be here. So, you know, come by and give us a look, just see what we've got on the lot that day. So, you know, you never know.
How's the first week on the job been for you, my friend?
It's been good. You know, I've been here a week, and you know, the small town atmosphere, I'm getting a little homesick. It makes me think about being back home.
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely.
Yeah,
you talk about Carlisle, and folks of you that don't know, Carlisle is a huge, great school system, good athletic department. Football team's been real good, kind of like the Greyhounds here with great tradition. I know you guys are excited to be a part of the Greyhounds.
Absolutely. Just looking forward to knowing more about that.
Tell us a little bit before we get off here, and we mentioned this on the show earlier, but tell us a little bit about the Dodge trucks that we have sitting here. Huge discounts on the Ram truck. You know, we used to call them Dodge trucks, now Dodge Ram, now it's Ram. We like to settle in on the Ram truck.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about the discount on these trucks.
So still got good rebates and stuff going through the 5th of September. So on through the holiday, you still get those same big discounts. Got a couple half tons. We're looking at $10,000 off. I've got some really nice brand new heavy duty trucks, 3/4 ton and 1 ton trucks, $7,900 off. I mean,
wow, yeah.
And these trucks are ready to go. Both these trucks I'm talking about have got the 5th wheel prep group, so they're ready to work.
Ram Truck Center. It's the Scottwood Ram Truck Center in Newport, Arkansas, supporting the Newport Greyhounds. We'll be on the air each and every time on Friday night. Of course, you'll see it on Facebook, on YouTube, on our website at cable15tv.com, and you'll also see us on Cable 15 TV Monday nights, Tuesday nights, and Wednesday nights on the broadcast. We're looking forward to the year. My friend Richard Buffalo, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Go Hounds.
Go
and
Hounds.
Go Scottwood.
That's right. Go Hounds.
Hounds leading in the football game 7-0. I want to remind our loyal fans and viewers that our cameraman tonight is our good friend Stan the Man, Rudy Klepechka. That's right. Mr. Klepechka has joined us again after missing last year for some health issues that we think we've got on track and back ready to go, but he's back working with us. And Dan, we appreciate you being here tonight, and thanks for the great shots. And of course, Ben Black and his production work and what all he does to get us all ready to go and make sure everything's ready to go. But Ben Black Production Company. And again, we welcome back Dan Klepechka, Randy Klepechka doing the PA, and what a job he's doing. Gosnell will kick off to the Hounds, and guys, we've got a half to see if we can at least win by 6 points to try to get a victory tonight. It would be huge for the Hounds. Kickoff brought to you by Harris Ford, and we're ready to go. Here's Hayden Schultz with the call.
There's the kick. It'll be a little pooch kick right around the 30-yard line. That's where it's going to go out of bounds. I thought the Hounds did a really good job by mixing it up, not being so run, and actually having a good ratio of run and pass. We just got to execute, make those catches, and we got to throw the ball a little bit better. But overall, I think we had a good game plan coming in the first half, and the defense does what they do. Shouldn't be a problem.
Hey, I think that's a pretty good assumption. Brian, what do you think?
Just can't put the ball on the turf. And we got to wrap up, make our tackles, not do any arm tackling. That's the only thing I saw that was any kind of question mark.
Well, first drive of the third quarter is always crucial.
First 10 on 35. Joe brought us up the middle. Ball's loose. And Gosnell's going to pick it up.
And I apologize if I'm the one that jinxed us by not laying the ball on the field. But they slung him, and when they slung him, the ball came out.
Joe tried to fight for the extra yards, and at that point, you just need to go ahead and fall down. But Joe just trying to do what he normally does and break tackles, and that time didn't go in our favor.
They're going to set up on the Greyhound 26 with 11:47 to go. Looks like we got the same cast of characters out there on defense.
Zane Watkins coming in at the defensive end for Colton McCoy. Dalton Phillips, Devin Emery, Luke Samaniego up front. There's the toss play again. Nowhere. Luke Samaniego.
44, Devin Burks on carry.
Great tackle. I mean, just a great tackle. Thought he had him a hole, and he shut it down real quick.
Gain of 1 on the play. Excuse me, no gain.
Just maybe a good step of a gain.
First broadcast that we've had since the passing of Earl M. Bud Black Jr., former voice of the Newport Greyhounds, who many, many years did a radio broadcast and helped start this television channel, Cable 15 TV. Certainly miss Bud. Know he's looking down on us in better places.
2nd and 10. Quarterback just going to keep it to himself. Going to pick up about 5.
Partee on the quarterback keeper. He'll gain 4 yards up to the 20-yard line. 3rd down and 5.
That's been Gosnell's successful play here. That quarterback, he's a senior. He also played last year.
Yeah, Partee, if he gets outside, that's, they've gained 5 or a few more. They've only had 2, one long one and one medium-sized gain on us. 10:33 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Hounds still on top, 7-0.
3rd and 4 for Gosnell. There's snap, toss play again. O'Shea Pruitt.
Fought off a block and made the tackle with the blocker around his knees.
All right, Newport fans, you've done it.
He was getting blocked when he made the tackle. Here we go again. 4th and 2. Can we do it again, David? Can we do it again?
Well, it'll be the 3rd time tonight. The first thing you got to do is you got to watch the football. You got to be disciplined enough that you don't jump off sides. Then you have to be prepared for the quick count. It's got to be disciplined here. Do your job, as the man says.
Stay home where you belong.
There's the toss play again. Alberto Garcia. We're going to see the spot. There it is again. Orange Swarm. They come up. They're going to say it's short. Hounds ball again.
Hounds for the 3rd time tonight on 4th down, 2 times inside the 5-yard line, and this time after the Hounds turn it over on the first possession, first play of the 3rd quarter, and the Hound defense again slams the door on the Pirates. 9:36 to play in the football game, 7-0 in favor of the Greyhounds.
That running back was spinning, doing everything he could to get forward, and defense just wasn't having it.
1st and 10 on the 17. There's a snap. There's Monquel Cox outside.
Monquel Cox on the carry.
Wrapped him up around the head.
Tackle made by
Going to go down around the 20-yard line.
Brett Barbary.
Will be about 2nd and 7.
Gain of 2 on the play.
Alberto Garcia, who's an undersized at that free safety / strong safety position for the Hounds. I think that Coach Hinesley calls it the dog. He's actually an outside linebacker, but he's also a safety. Very undersized and made a great play. That one just out of reach for Jennings Pruitt.
3rd down and 8 with 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Hounds still up 7-0.
Want to remind everybody our Greyhound boosters include Sam Nicholson Farms, supporting Greyhound athletics for over 4 generations, and more on the way, the Nicholson Family Farms. Glass Plus, located on 1110 Highway 367 North, handles residential, commercial, and automotive glass. We do mirrors, screens, prints, picture framing, and auto glass repair and replacement. Give us a call at 523-3505.
There's the snap. Cash going to throw it. That's James Dixon with Graham, new guy that's going to come in and play a lot at that slot receiver position.
Pass complete from Forrester.
His dad was a player 1 year ahead of me back in the day.
I saw him down in the end zone. As a matter of fact, I saw James, and James told me he was at 252 pounds right now and said he played at about 185. I said, you're a little over your playing weight.
Yep, Charles Ballantyne's back in town. His brother's funeral's tomorrow. Dudley is in town.
Hounds to punt.
4th and 1 for the Hounds. Gosnell going to call timeout. Looked like they had 12 men on the field.
Yeah, and they needed a timeout, and that was a smart one there. They had some confusion on 4th down and 1, and obviously you get a penalty, and the Hounds keep the football. But the Greyhound boosters include Mark Manning, Shelter Insurance for auto, home, life, business renters. We're your shield, we're your shelter, located at 1400 Malcolm Avenue, 523-6514. B&T Battery, the battery guys, Neil and Keith. Always one of our Greyhound boosters here on Cable Channel 15 TV, located at 2400 Highway 367 North, handling all types of batteries for your automobile, boat, ATV, and golf carts. We do sales and service on golf carts too. Come see the battery guys or call 523-2758 B&T Battery. Lou Allen and Company. Larry Lou Allen and his family. Accounting services, tax preparation and planning, management consulting services, payrolls, representing many generations of Greyhounds. They're located at 407 Walnut Street. Give them a call at 523-6764.
I think Gosnell called that timeout, thought we might go for it there. 4th and short, we got J.T. Haynes back to punt. Xavier Foster, long snap, good snap, J.T. High punt. And it's going to roll, take a Greyhound roll. Going to go right about the 31-yard line. Great punt, J.T.
Yeah, he got the good bounce, and that's outstanding there. Greyhound boosters include John Minor Jr. Crop Insurance. You can visit at www.johnminorcrop.com or the Facebook page, John Minor Crop Insurance and Real Estate. The Minor Company, Mr. John, we mentioned earlier in the press box here, the John Minor press box, joined by Mr. Jeff Ellis. You talked about a couple of Greyhound legends. Been around this old gig for many, many years. We appreciate getting to share their press box with us.
Gosnell coming out in a different look, going to spread it out a little bit. There's the snap, just quarterback keep right. Hey, stop. Big Devin Emery hit him in the backfield, and he drug him about 3 yards. Going to be about 2nd and 7.
Alberto Garcia is involved in some way in just about every play because he's out there bumping and grinding with him, getting him to the ground. One thing I will say, last year our crowds, when we came home after 2 weeks on the road, they weren't the greatest. You know, we'd come off a, not so stellar year, and they grew to great. We started out great tonight, and I mean, that's a great crowd. Thumbs up. Support those Hounds.
They're going to spread it out again. Here goes Gosnell, 2nd and 7. Just a counter play, nowhere to go. Kobe McCoy hit him in the backfield.
That right there is just the way defense is supposed to be played. One got him, the rest came on.
7:48 remaining in the third quarter, 7-0 in favor of the Greyhounds. We've led all the way, obviously. Hounds 3 different times have stopped Gosnell on 4th down situations, 2 of those times at the 5-yard line.
3rd and 11 for Gosnell. Ball on the 31. Spreading it out again, got trips to the left. They're looking to pass. There's the rush. Devin Emery. There it is again. That's a sack.
That was 50.
They got pep in their step. They're pumping up. They're patting on each other. That's big in the game alone right there, is supporting each other.
Well, here's what happens right here. With that loss on the play, the Hounds should get outstanding field position if they don't do anything on the punt, if they don't get any positive yardage.
I would like to see Tydrell Fryer get a chance at a good, clean, catch and run.
There's the snap. The kick, going to be a good kick. Tydrell going to let it go over his head, and it's going to get a good Gosnell roll. It'll be 9 at the 19-yard line.
Man, I don't know where that came from.
Absolutely good punt.
Oh, yeah, that was a dandy, no doubt about it. A great punt from Gosnell. And they're friendly fans.
That was a good one. I don't mind all the heckling, but I hate it being in the back of our head right here all game long.
You get people like that along the way. We're just trying to represent the kids and broadcast a football game here, my friend. No problems here. 6:24 remaining. The Greyhounds leading 7-0 in the contest. And it was an outstanding punt. And it puts the Hounds in field position, but the officials are talking back at the 50-yard line. And let's see, unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the fans. No, on the team, I'm sorry.
Foul against Gosnell.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and we'll have to figure out what's going to happen here.
After the punt.
After the punt happened, so back at the, brings it to the 34-yard line, so the net result is still a pretty good punt, but the Hounds will have the football first down and 10 there.
Greyhounds will take over with 6:24 to go here in the third quarter, 7-0.
Here we go, Hounds. Got James Dixon back out there with Alberto Garcia at the top. O'Shea Pruitt, Garrett Body on this side. There's the snap. Up to Joe Brodus. Joe Brodus break, just carrying people.
Joe Brodus on the carry.
That Kobe McCoy and Connor Prince just shoving him, getting him extra yards there.
People just trying to strip that ball. He's got both arms wrapped on that ball, and they're trying to strip it out.
They're going to give him a first down on it.
First down, Greyhound.
Good hard run right there by Joe Brodus.
Good blocking on the line.
Zane Watkins at the center. Dalton Phillips at your left guard. Colin McCoy at your left tackle. Big Connor Prince at the right guard. Also big Devin Emery at the right tackle.
6:02 to go here in the third quarter.
Joe Brodus still at the tailback position. There's the snap. Back to Joe. Joe breaks two. There he is again. Hard running Joe Brodus.
Brodus again picks up 8 yards.
I like it. I like it.
If you just give him a hole, he can make so many guys miss, and he can also run some people over.
Both of those last plays, if you look at our linemen, they're all where Joe's getting tackled. They're gone with Joe.
Going to be second down, about 2 to go on the 48-yard line. O'Shea looking at the nutback. There's a snap. Joe Brodus back up the middle. Joe slips again.
Joe Brodus.
But enough for the first.
Yes, sir.
Tackle made by number 44, Devin Burks. Also 64.
Looks like they're going to come out and measure.
Fred DeVos. Got a timeout for a measurement.
And while we do the measurement, remind everybody that Doyle Farms,
School district students. School district policy.
saluting the Newport Greyhounds. The Doyle family extremely involved in a Greyhound program from Pee Wee to senior high stands. Go Hounds from the Doyle family farms.
School district policy requires students to be seated in the stands during games. Students, please find a seat in the stands.
It's going to be close. I thought that he got it, but they're going to come out and do a measurement for it.
First down.
First down.
First down, Hounds.
Hounds leading in the game 7-0 with 5:06 to play in the third quarter and on the move here.
Here we go, Hounds. First and 10 on the 46. O'Shea Pruitt. I don't think he's came out of the game yet. I mean, the kid, he's got so much heart and he's a good senior leader. There it is. Tariq.
There goes Tariq Richardson. Gain of 6 yards on the play inside the 40.
I think we've determined
Second down and 4.
how we're setting the tone. We're going to run the ball up the gut on them and then put them to sleep. And Cash is going to find somebody over the top.
Alberto out wide by himself. Going to run like a trips look here. Julius Clark, Garrett Body, O'Shea Pruitt. There's the block. Connor Prince sealing off that end.
Tariq Richardson.
Oh, man.
There's the flag.
There's a flag on the play. Tackle made by
It's going to be a hold on offense.
Holding against Newport.
About 1 out of 5 right there. Finally pulled it to the ground. He had it.
Going to back the Hounds up. Make it 2nd and 15 for the Hounds. Ball on the 50-yard line.
4:14 to go in the third quarter. 7-0 Hounds. I don't think we've had a game like this since, who was it, 7-6?
Higgett.
Thank you, sir.
Both teams threw 2 Hail Marys. That's how they scored. O'Shea in motion.
Yep.
There it is. False start. It's going to be a false start on Tyreek.
Motion penalty against Newport. There'll be a 5-yard penalty.
He's anxious. He wants the ball back.
Don't blame him. Don't blame him. 3:48 to go, third quarter.
Churchman Building Center, Ace Hardware. We're more than just a building center. We'll get paint, carpet, Carhartt clothing to go along with everything you need. Building projects from mirror repairs to major renovations. Ace is the place on Highway 367 North Newport, the Churchman family.
2nd 20 for the Hounds. Ball on the 45. Going to run a trips look again. Here's O'Shea, Julius, and Garrett Body. Alberto by himself over there. They look to pass. Going to throw it to Garrett, and he's going to get hit behind the line. Gosnell played it well there. We were trying to slip Julius out there, thinking they would bite on the screen, but they didn't. So we had to honest and throw it to Garrett Body.
3:11 remaining in the third quarter. Hounds up 7-0, but find themselves in a 3rd and long, 20-plus yards, 22 yards to go for a first down.
3rd and Amgen.
Joe Broder's back at tailback. High snap. Handles it. Joe breaks tackle. Then he's hit. Going to pick up about 2. Going to be about 4th and 20.
24 is Derek Young, also 44, Devin Burks.
The high snap just kind of put things off just enough to disrupt the play. There's one in every crowd.
Well, you know, usually, I mean, we've been broadcasting over here for years, and since we've gotten in a press box, we usually don't get a guy like that or a person who's kind of gets on us and comments about every play, but we've just got one tonight that's just going to, he's just going to be who he is, and we're going to be who we are.
Good punt for JT, going to roll inside the 20.
Yep.
JT Haynes with a 39-yard punt.
Great punt. What a great punt. I mean, just outstanding punt.
Officials timeout for an injury.
Gosnell with a young man down on the field back here at the 34-yard line. 2:01 to play. As he being attended to by the trainer and
got
both
them early season cramps out there.
Zach Hoyt, who is a trainer for the Newport Greyhounds, he goes above and beyond for them. I remember when I was a Greyhound, and it was his first year there when I was a junior. He does a great job and does anything for the kids. He's a great guy, and y'all need to go talk to Zach Hoyt.
Yeah, I'd say thank you very much for the service that you give to our community and to our Hound football team. He does. He loves being around these kids. And
proud to call him neighbor.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of a quiet hush here at the ballpark. Just hope this young man only has a cramp. And Charlie horse, as the old folks call him. I want to remind everybody that Iberia Bank is located at 200 Olivia Drive here in Newport, offering all types of banking services. Billy Keaty and the crew say good luck to Coach Mark Hinsley and the Newport Greyhounds from Iberia Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Howard's Glass Company, Rick Bass, carrying on the tradition of Howard Bass of quality glass and door and window needs. Fast, friendly, affordable service, and we'll get the job done quickly at Howard's Glass Company at Highway 367 North in Newport, 523-3771. Mark McGoy Farms, proud to be a part of the great Greyhound tradition for many years. Of course, Ryan McGoy, great quarterback here. This young man is going to have to be assisted off the field, but I think he's going to be okay, hopefully so. No doubt a leg injury. Started out with what we thought was a Charlie horse and
Yeah, it's not a hot, really. I mean, a little bit of humidity in there, but.
Mark McGoy Farms saluting the Newport Greyhounds.
After the good kick from J.T. Haynes, Gosnell will set up about the 18-yard line, 1st and 10. They're coming back at the wing tee. There's a snap, just a fullback dive. Nowhere. Great job.
The Orange Crush.
Fullback, no gain on the play, maybe a loss of 1.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter, 7-0 Hounds.
Second down, 11.
Dalton Phillips going to be at your nose guard position. Kobe McCoy at a defensive end. Also going to have Big Devin Emery and Luke Samaniego. Your corners, Tyreek Richardson, Garrett Body. Outside linebackers, Alberto Garcia, Julius Clark. There's the snap. He's looking to scramble. Tyreek staying with his man. There's the ball. Just overthrown Tyreek, stride for stride with him.
Perfect and excellent defense, for sure.
Didn't let him get behind him, run stride for stride with him. Just, perfectly played. Ball kind of held up in the air on him. 1:19 to go here in the third quarter, 7-0. Hounds still in the lead.
3rd and 11 for Gosnell. Can't forget about the Bash brothers in the middle, O'Shea and Julius Pruitt. They do so much, and O'Shea being a good senior leader, I know that guy personally, and he's a great guy to follow. Going to come back to the wing tee, going to have a split receiver out. There's a snap, going to be the toss play again. He hit. He makes everybody miss. That's fantastic.
That's an 83-yard run for Gosnell on 3rd down and 11. And just give those guys credit. They called the right play against the right defense. Kid got a big hole and rumbles for 83 yards for the touchdown, and we're at 7-6 with 1:10 to play in the third.
Gosnell look like they're going for 2.
Looks like Gosnell will go for 2. One fan will set the defense out.
Big stop right here, Hounds. And they will. Still in that wing tee look. There's that. He's hit and breaks the tackle. 2-10 is good. Gosnell leads it here at 8-7 with a minute 10 left to go in the third quarter.
Well, give those guys credit for making plays when they needed to make it. The Hounds had a hand on the guy, but just couldn't get him down. Just tremendous speed and a good call there. So now the Hound offense is going to have to get back in tune, and we're going to have to put points on the board to win this football game.
He made some good moves at the line of scrimmage, and he was gone.
Greyhound boosters include White River EMS at 1811 North Pecan Street, 870-523-3908. Deanna Long and all her crew saluting the Newport Greyhounds and the Newport cheerleaders. Salute to both from White River EMS.
Going to have Tydrell Fryer and Tariq Richardson, and also Monquell Cox back to receive. Going to have Joe Brodus there in case they try to do a little squib.
Richardson.
Got Craig Falwell down here closest to us. James Dixon. Julius Clark.
Another Harris Ford kickoff coming up.
The Harris Ford kickoff, where they'd like to have you at Harris Ford. There it is again, just a pooch kick to Monquell. Catches it back to 25. Cutting across field. Good block. He's got room. Great return right there, Monquell Cox.
Just great. And did you see that doggone swat that guy made out over there after him.
Yes.
He was coming with a tomahawk after him.
I tell you what I heard the loudest crowd as I've heard in a long, long time. You could just hear the crowd from Newport as we're running on the far sideline over there. Boy, the Hound crowd is into this.
But we had just a massive block that sprung him back here about the 25-yard line.
Monquel Cox, one of those sophomore running backs I was telling you about. The kid is absolutely fast, and he's hard to get down. He didn't even get tackled there. He ran out of bounds. Here we go.
Timeout on the field with a minute to play in the third quarter. 8-7 now in favor of Gosnell, and Gosnell didn't like their personnel group.
They only 10 on the field.
10 out there.
That's why they didn't like it, because they looked out there and they needed somebody else. Sophie's Jewels, they're located at 114 Ray Street. And you say, well, where is that? Well, that's right behind Hunan, right beside Hunan, in the building where Dr. Falwell is. And that's some beautiful merchandise in there at Sophie's Jewels. And Deborah Falwell and invites you by to look at the selection that they have. Great birthday ideas, Christmas ideas. Good gift department at Sophie's Jewels.
You know, a couple that work hard on that sideline over there that doesn't get any recognition to talk about, and that's Katie McCorkle and Dalton Smith over there. I mean,
yes, they do. They work hard.
They work hard.
Joe Brodus, kind of a high snap, but Joe keeps moving his feet. In the game about 2.
We're under a minute, 52 seconds to go here in the latter stages of the third quarter. 7-0 Hounds.
Football games are won and lost in situations to where you got to have an offensive line that can get after folks here and push, pick up linebackers, get to the corners, do pull, trap block. You got to be good in the offensive line to win here.
8-7. Sorry about that.
It is 8-7. Yeah.
I was trying to forget that touchdown.
Got a heavy look over here with O'Shea at the tight end position. The linebacker just timed that, but Joe's going to make you miss. Joe's outside. Garrett Body blocking on the perimeter. Joe Brodus. Great run right there. Great blocking by the Hounds. The middle linebacker with the blitz. Dalton Phillips sealed him off. Gave Joe Brodus enough room to hit outside, and that's what Joe does. He makes people miss.
23.9 seconds to go to finish up this third quarter. 8-7 Gosnell. My bad.
1st and 10 on the 23-yard line.
Come on, Hounds.
Most likely going to be the last play of the third quarter. Garrett Body, the only receiver on the far side. There's the snap. They blitz again. Monquel Cox. He's hit in the backfield.
That ends the third quarter with Gosnell leading 8-7.
I want to remind everybody we'll have the George Kell Motor Company player of the game and the Subway Coaches Show immediately after the broadcast. The Newport Auto Body Collision of the Week. You know, the guys out at Newport Auto Body, the same 3 guys been there for many, many years. They just changed the name and they kept on going. So we invite you by to do professional body care from the guys that have been doing it for many, many years. Those guys are still there. Mike has retired. And the bulk of the service guys are remaining at Newport Auto Body, and we recommend those guys, and they bring you the collision of the week each week. We've had a couple of good collisions earlier, and as we speak, going into the fourth quarter, Tyrell Fryer in the clubhouse currently with the lead.
This is where ball games are won and lost right here in the fourth quarter. 8-7. Hounds are losing. Gosnell.
We're on the 23-yard line. We have to punch it in.
Got big Joe Brodus back there at tailback again.
We want the pressure on them to have to score. And this is where Joe excelled last year. He put the team on his back and took them to the end zone.
Yes, sir. Alberto and Julius Clark to our side. Looking to pass. Out route. Great ball, and he steps out of bounds.
Pass complete to O'Shea.
20-yard line.
And I thought that guy was going to get there and bat that ball away, but Cash Forrester showing you
He dropped
he
it
can
in.
throw it.
Yep, he dropped it right in there.
3rd and 6 for the Hounds. Ball on the 19-yard line.
We got 2 downs to get this.
Definitely going to be a going for it. Let's Rolando go out there and kick the field goal. Got the heavy set to the right. Julius Clark at the tight end. O'Shea at the nutback. There's the snap. High snap. Carries it. Joe Brodus. Joe Brodus, tough running. Joe Brodus still moving. Look at Joe Brodus. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Touchdown. Are they going to call it? Yes, sir. They're going to mark him just short. Joe Brodus.
He got up out of the end zone. Got up out of the end zone.
Joe Brodus carrying the team on his back like Brian just said.
11:42 remaining in the third quarter, 8-7 in favor of the Pirates. And the Hounds knocking on the door.
Joe Brodus going to get a breather after carrying those guys. Going to put Tyreek in. Put Julius Clark back at the tight end. Going to have O'Shea going under center this time. Quarterback sneak. Cash Forrester. Touchdown Greyhounds.
Great answer by the Newport Greyhound offense.
Look at there. That's them boys. They got right in behind that center, right guard.
The Greyhounds have covered some real estate to go get another Bratcher Real Estate touchdown. Check out the listing at BratcherOneRealEstate.com.
Well, the Hounds did, covered some real estate. The Hound fans are on their feet. This is the best crowd we've had in years, guys. I mean in years.
Lacing it up, going for 2.
Hounds are winning right now, 13-8. Gonna go for 2. Got O'Shea at the split receiver. Garrett Body out wide. Julius Clark and Alberto Garcia. There's motion. Julius goes in motion. Cash didn't have a lot. O'Shea Pruitt just goes up and gets it.
That is big time right there.
Cash gets hit and still throws it, and O'Shea Pruitt just goes and gets it.
That's Cash knowing where to look next.
Yes. Julius Clark is going to be your number 1 look on that when he comes in motion, tries to run the out. O'Shea Pruitt just there to catch the ball.
I just mentioned that for you to be good and to be a champion, you when your backs get against the wall, you got to have an answer, and the offensive line's got to do well. It took the Hounds about 2 minutes to score. Hound offensive line just powering through, and Joe Brodus just riding on their back all the way to the end zone.
Joe Brodus!
Joe Brodus!
That's right.
Huge offensive series for the Hounds.
The Harris Ford kickoff. Visit harrisford.com to see the selections of all new and used inventory.
That was Cash money in the end zone, though.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
They're going to let Cash get a breather this time and let Kobe McCoy kick off. There's the kick, Kobe. High kick. Going to be fielded by 32. Just drops the shoulder. Around the 39-yard line where Gosnell was set up.
11:13 to go here in the fourth quarter. Greyhounds leading 15-8 over Gosnell Pirates. Out of the 4A class, larger class than the 3A Greyhounds.
Well, the Hounds have showed me something through 3+ quarters right here. This is going to be a quality football team this year. We're going to win a lot of football games.
Going to be an exciting year.
Gosnell coming back to the wing table. There's again. Outside. Alberto sets the edge. He breaks a tackle, but Tyreek going to bring him down. Alberto did his job on setting the edge, but just couldn't bring him down. He's a big physical runner. Tyreek Richardson finally going to bring him down around the 33.
11:02 remaining in the football game. Hounds leading 15-8.
Gosnell going to set up again. 1st and 10. Back in the wing T look. Just a fullback dive. Makes the guy miss. Julius Clark wraps him up.
Number 39, Zach Kilgore there.
He just ain't quite the load them other boys are running that ball. 10:28, 4th quarter, 15-8 Greyhounds here in the opening game of the season for both ball clubs.
2nd and 7 for Gosnell. Ball on the 30-yard line. Going to have 2 go out wide this time. Alberto and Tyreek going to set up on them. There's the motion. There's the toss. Colt McCoy sets the edge, and there it is. Julius Pruitt.
23, Brian Davis.
Julius Pruitt. The Bash brothers.
Tackle made by number 32.
They gave him a couple yards, and I'm surprised he got that.
6 with 78 going to play.
And again, big defensive plays coming up the next 2 downs, especially if the Hounds can hold here on 3rd down and 4. 9:35 remaining in the game. We lead in the contest 15-8.
A lot of those guys going both ways, and this is where it's just a pride thing. Who wants it more right here? There it is again outside. Big tackle. Julius Clark.
Deacons on the carry. Tackle made by number 21 for Newport.
That's just gritting it up and tackling.
4th down and 5.
A big guy like that, you got to go low on him.
Lost a yard. 4th and 5 coming up.
Here we go.
3 different times tonight the Hounds have held on 4th down.
8:57 to go in the 4th quarter.
Can we do it again?
8.
Big stop right here for the Hounds. Dalton Phillips, Kobe McCoy, Devin Emery, Luke Samaniego. You hear those guys on both sides of the ball. Here they are. Big stop right here for the Hounds. Look in the wing tee. There's the snap. He's going to drop back, look to pass. Devin Emery. He throws it deep, and it's overthrown.
Great defense stand. Great defensive stand. Newport takes over with 8:28 to go here in the 4th quarter, leading 15-8.
Talking about respect for your defense. After 3 times on 4th down and short, they abandon what they do best to try to do what they don't do as well as what they do when they're running the football. Tried to throw the football deep. It didn't work. The 4th time tonight the Hounds have held on 4th down.
I mean, their receiver wasn't within 15 yards.
We need a time-consuming scoring drive.
Just put it on Joe's back, ball security, and let's go.
And the offensive coordinator, John Bradley, knows about running that clock out.
If I'm not mistaken, what they run is his forte.
Yes, yes.
That's his background.
Run to Joe Brodus. Just hold on to the ball, Joe.
Joe Brodus. About the 31-yard line.
Got a gain of 4. 8:17 to go. 15-8 Greyhounds.
32, Hunter Jolly. Also 60.
Going to be about 2nd and 7. Looks like guys down.
Got the officials time out.
Hey, we had a helmet, he'd make another tackle.
Like you said earlier, John Bradley, his forte is the wing tee. That's what he did at Cape City for many years. He comes to Newport, and that's what's so impressive. He comes over here and realizes the talent and the athletes we got, and he just does what's best for us. When you got somebody like Joe Brodus and Monquel Cox, you want to throw the ball with Cash Forrester. You got Julius Clark, Alberto Garcia. The wing tee's not really set for what we've got, and that's what he does best. He goes out there and gives a great game plan for us, for the kids he's got.
You know, John wanted to come home for many, many years, applied for the head coaching job on a couple occasions, and, wasn't selected in the process, and, came back to be the offensive coordinator. He said, I want to come home. I want to be a part of something that has great tradition to it. And John moved his family here, and his wife's an excellent school teacher in the home ec department over at Newport. Kids love going to school here. One on the junior high football team, 7th grade team, one a cheerleader, the kids, and of course, Bob and Sherry Bradley and big Greyhound supporters for many, many years. And have a young man down for Gosnell right now and being attended to.
They looking at his knee.
8:12 remaining in the game, 15-8.
Back to talking about when John came in, there was, you could see them trying to blend some of the wing tee in with some open offense that had been accustomed. And so it has taken till now. Last year it started gelling, and I think they really got an offensive plan together, kind of bringing that all together. It's gelling.
Well, when Mark Heisley got the job, one of the keys that Mark said, he said, I want this job, but I want John Bradley to come run my offense. And they hired John, going into the process of looking for the job. He said, I want John Bradley, and he got John Bradley. He got the job, and I love where our program is. I love how our kids act. I love how they play. I love the effort that they give. It's an outstanding group, and our fans appreciate them also.
Second set for the Hounds, ball on the 31. O'Shea at that nut back. There's a handoff to Joe Brodus. Joe Brodus moving the pile still. Going to pick up about 4. Third and 3 for the Hounds.
What big offensive line's been working all night long.
They have. I mean, they have been in the trenches. They're getting pushed. They know that Joe's coming up behind them. There, wherever you see Joe, you're going to see our offensive line.
Zane Watkins at center, Connor Prince at the right guard, Big Devin Emery playing the right tackle position. Also Dalton Phillips at the left guard and Colton McCoy at the left tackle. These guys are going both ways, and I know they're exhausted. Did we get them? Yes, we did.
I think we did on third down and about 3. Yeah, they got them.
Going to be all sides.
Yep. This is first down.
First down, Newport.
And especially late in the game like this, when those guys are going both ways and they're tired, it's hard to listen. It's hard to be disciplined at that time of the game.
Your legs is trembling.
Yes.
They're jelly. I mean, we've all been there. There's not
all 3 of us offensive linemen.
Not been in that position to where sweat's running down your face. I mean, you concentration is, it's just the thing that's the hardest to do.
Question, you don't have to answer right now, but I'm going to ask you about how many career touchdowns that you got as a Greyhound. We'll come back to that in a little bit. Ask each of you. See how many we've got here in the booth.
There's the snap. Joe Brodus back up the middle. Connor Prince. Great block. Connor Prince just took his man for a ride.
43-yard line.
That was an excellent block.
0.
Tackle was made.
I was just answering your question.
0 touchdowns. Hayden?
0.
0 touchdowns.
I caught a pass one time. They threw a flag. It was batted and it was legal. And then in an 8th grade game, DeAndre Elston caught a touchdown and fumbled. And I picked it up, and they said he called it a touchdown before. I thought I was going to get the name in the paper or something.
Well, look at you now, dude. You're on TV.
There's the snap. Joe Brodus outside run. Connor Prince again with a good block, and Joe Brodus just falling behind him.
Near the 49-yard line.
Look where our linemen are at, guys. I mean, it's been this way all night.
Absolutely.
I mean, we have just done what our offensive line, I mean, they have done a good job. I mean, they're gelling at the first game of the year.
That was the thing that they were talking about early in the season when they went over and did the spring game and then went and played Highland. They don't have a lot of depth.
Right.
But these guys are really working hard and pushing through, and it's hard to play 4 quarters when you go both sides of the ball.
We got a 31 play coming up here with 5:38 to play in the game, and we're up 15-8. Get us a yard here, Hayden. Or more.
Tyreek going to get about 5.
Couple of fresh legs in there.
Dalton Phillips coming around pulling.
Keep getting positives. 4 yards, 5 yards a pop.
21.
Time consuming.
We're at
scoring drive.
5:47 to go in the 4th quarter. Newport hanging on to a 15-8 lead. They led 7-0 most of the game until an 83-yard touchdown run by Gosnell. Newport came back and answered. Went for 2 and made it.
Tyreek in the backfield. There's a snap. He makes a guy miss. Tyreek, he's loose. Good block, Julius. He's going to get stood up around the 25-yard line. Another great run.
Boy, he made a move up here about the 36, 37-yard line that was simply outstanding.
Yeah, the guy's still looking at his ankles, making sure they're still intact.
4:55, clock moving, Hounds moving the chains, moving the clock.
And what's tough about this running attack for the Hounds is you got a guy like Joe Brodus who's going to run you over. Then you bring in Monquell Cox and Tyreek Richardson who can make you miss.
Yes, sir.
Julius going to come to the tight end. O'Shea going to be at the nutback. Gets him to jump off sides again.
That's the 4th time tonight for the offsides play to work for the Hounds.
And he's hitting himself on the head, and I promise you, hitting yourself on the head is not going to fix it, because I did it a many a time. It don't fix it.
Doesn't work, does it?
It doesn't work.
Going to brag on Zane Watkins at the center position. Totally different position from what he played last year, and he's done a phenomenal job.
He has been good tonight, has he not? He has been excellent. Good point, Hayden.
I'm bragging because I played center. I know how hard it is. 1st and 5, ball on the 20-yard line.
4:14 and counting here in the 4th quarter.
Joe Brodus again up the middle. Just follow your line, Joe. They're just going to stand him up. And that was the thing we talked about early.
I bragged on them early, and they blew it.
Yep.
They have blown it lately. They've letting them keep dragging. I guess because they know Joe.
Yeah.
Well, as a positive gain of about 7 yards, and the clock continues to move with 3:45 remaining in the football game. Subway Coaches Show and George Kell Motor Company player of the game. Coach Haslett will bring someone up. 15-8, the Hounds lead here in the first football game of the year.
2nd and 2 on the 17. Joe's still back there at tailback.
Running the 25-second clock down to inside 5.
There's a snap, just a handoff right up the middle. Joe Brodus.
And I'm going to stop right there and say what you just said makes me feel that much better, because Cash Forrester is showing he is a game manager. He is managing this game, this clock, and getting every inch of it for us.
Well, he's a highly intelligent kid. He knows the offense, and he knows how to play, and he's a winner.
You just feel comfortable with Cash out there, that he is surveying, he's looking at the clock, he knows where we're at.
Taking his time, making sure
everyone's getting down. Looking where everybody belongs.
Going to snap the ball with about 4 seconds left on the play clock. First down.
First down, Newport.
2:38 to go in the 4th quarter, 15-8 Hounds.
1st and 10, Greyhound.
Clock will stop on the first down, and once they set the chains, then the clock will begin. Hounds can run it down to 2:15.
1st and 10, ball on the 11. Tyreek back at running back. Garrett Body out the single receiver. Julius Clark and Alberto over here. O'Shea Pruitt at the nutback. There's Tyreek up the middle. Nowhere to really go. They brought everybody. They had 8 in the box.
2nd down, 11.
Fixing to go under 2 minutes here in the 4th quarter. Ball security is the main deal.
Twice during the game, Gosnell had to use timeouts because they didn't have enough guys on the field, and they're down to 1 timeout in the football game. Could be very, very costly here at the end. These guys need to be able to stop the clock, and they can't only the one time.
2nd and 11 for the Hounds. Ball on the 12-yard line.
1:40 to play in the game, 15-8, and the Hounds are not in a hurry at all, and that's good.
Cash doing a great job, like Brian said earlier.
He just tell them, hey, be calm.
Looks like we're going to take a timeout. And we do. With 1:30 left in the game, Hounds win 15-8.
So you start counting seconds at this stage of the game. I mean, you need to score right here. 2nd down, 11. I mean, you don't have to score, but you need to get a first down for sure. Need to run a couple 3 plays. These guys can stop the clock the next play. Hounds have enough downs to run it out. It's been one of those football games, guys, where the crowd was exceptional. It wasn't a late arriving crowd. We had a huge crowd here to start the game, and then the crowd just kept coming. One of the largest crowds I've seen since we've had the new stadium, and one of the largest crowds I've seen in several years. And the vocalness of the crowd was outstanding. The guys and girls on their feet, clapping and yelling and cheering, and whoo!
That's a concession stand at halftime.
Yes.
Every window's 10, 12, 14 deep.
Yep.
I mean, and the bathrooms are full. I mean, people bought in early this year. They were slow to buy last year. They've bought this year.
Yes, sir.
Come on and support these Greyhounds. We'll be back at home next week.
Julius Clark going to be at the tight end again. Try to run that offside play again. Joe Brodus at the tailback.
1:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. 15-8 Hounds.
There's a snap. Joe Brodus up the middle. Nice hold. Dalton Phillips and O'Shea Pruitt going to pull around there.
9-yard line.
Going to bring it down about the 9-yard line.
21.
I'm surprised they're not using their timeout.
Third down.
It's 3rd and 7.
About 7 yards to go for Newport.
Maybe they're going to trade it for some Big Macs on the way out of town.
3rd down and 7, and the Hounds will run a play here. If they don't get a first down, obviously these guys will call timeout. The game's not over. Hounds need to get a first down here or score a touchdown.
Tyreek Richardson coming in at the running back position. There's the snap. Oh, little miscommunication, but Cash Forster just keeping it.
He brought down at about the 10-yard line.
41.8 seconds to go.
Gosnell will use their timeout here.
41.8. Now you've got a decision offensively. You got to say, do you try for a field goal here? You really don't need the points, but the points would.
57, Connor Prince, and 70.
Randy Klepechka is identifying that Newport offensive line, and rightfully so.
Tight end on that drive. Good job, offensive line.
41.8 to go. Do you risk? I don't think you would risk a field goal here. Be from the 10 to the 7.
Orlando is coming in. Noguez.
You make the kick.
You seal the game.
You seal the game. Yes.
Orlando.
From the 17, it'll be 27-yard attempt.
There's the snap, good hold. The kick is up.
Get in there.
Orlando Noguez.
No good. Had the distance for it, just missed it left.
Well, and you only lose 10 yards. The ball was at the 10-yard line, so they're going to get it at the 20. So the game's not over. 39 seconds to go. But these guys are out of timeouts. But they've shown signs of being able to break the long ball.
Absolutely.
Just got to play good assignment football here. Do your job. Do your job. These guys would go for 2 if they did score. So, holy cow, come on, defense.
Gonna go with that spread look. Getting out of the wing tee.
Ty Drell's not going to let him get behind him. He's plenty deep.
1st and 10, ball on the 20. He's going to just heave it.
Yeah, he's going
throws it deep, way overthrown.
He couldn't have caught that with 20-mile-long arms. 33.7 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Newport up 15-8.
Gonna be 2nd and 10. Ball still on the 20. Just don't get beat deep here.
Don't get beat deep. Absolutely right. Absolutely.
Ty Drell's playing center field. He's playing center field.
Going to put Alberto out back too.
How about a sack?
There he's coming at him.
Stone up. Ty Drell knocks it loose. Going for the interception, but knocks it down.
Ty Drell playing center field, doing what he's supposed to do. Jump ball, went for it.
We rushed 4 there, and Devin Emery almost gets his hands on the quarterback.
He did, didn't he?
27.5 seconds to go. Fourth quarter, Greyhounds leading 15-8. 3rd down and 10 for Gosnell.
Gosnell breaks the huddle. Still on the spread look. There's the snap. Gonna look to throw. He's getting pressured. Devin Emery! Yes! Devin Emery with the sack. The ball got poked loose, but they're gonna say he's down. Devin Emery knocks him down.
17 seconds, 16-15.
It's going to be an injury timeout.
Well, you've got a young man that's down for Gosnell, and that's going to cause an official's timeout, which will at least
He was tackled by a host of Greyhounds.
Yes, will at least give Gosnell one more play. But more importantly, we're concerned about the young man on the field because, boy, great job of rushing the passer with the front four, Hayden, no doubt.
I am, I am just like Randy, made notice of them. The offensive line has done well tonight. Defensive line has done well.
A lot of those guys going both ways.
Both ways.
And Devin Emery realizes what he's got to do right here with time running down and gets that sack. And he's played both sides of the ball the whole game.
I've seen things this year that make me feel tons better than we did off our 11-2 team last year. Is, I was scared to death last year when people go to throw deep.
Yes.
I feel better.
Tyreek Richardson at a corner, and you got Ty Drill Fryer, who's a safety who's realizing what his
role is.
Yes.
I mean, he knows.
And Garrett Body at a corner.
And they have not let up one play. They've played every second, every snap.
Well, you have a different quarterback, obviously, in the game, and it's 4th down and long. More importantly, the clock starts right now. We're down to 7 seconds, 6, and the clock moving. This will be the last play, barring a defensive penalty.
There's the throw over the middle, and he's tackled. That'll do it. Your Hounds win it.
Hounds win the football game 15-8. It was been an exciting night for the Newport Greyhounds. Guys, when they broke an 83-yard run, there was 1:10 to go in the third quarter, and the Hounds come back and score at the 11-18 mark and go up and then hold off the Gosnell Pirates. Final thoughts from you, my friend Brian Prince.
Man, like I said last year, we knew that we were going to make leaps and bound progress coming off the loss to Gosnell last year, getting ready to go play Greene County Tech. I look forward to finding out what Greene County Tech did tonight because they lost number 1 and number 2 quarterbacks in the camp.
Well,
they were starting out with not knowing what they were going to do, so I'm curious to see, and learn to find out what we're going to see because they coming off a winless season. And their Garrett can't think of Garrett's last name. Their starting quarterback, he ran for his life last year. I mean, we just stayed after him. He got hurt in their green and gold game. Their backup got hurt during actual camp, and so I don't know. They're coming here. They're going to limp in here. We're going to be jacked up higher than a kite because of what kind of performance we just put on.
Hayden Schultz?
I'm very pleased with what the Greyhounds did tonight. Obviously, depth was an issue because I talked to Coach Hinsley and John Bradley and those guys. I talked to them quite often. And depth was the key, but the guys kept their motors running 100% the whole game. We did a great job. And this year, I knew that defense was going to come. But offense, John Bradley's got those boys in tune, and they did a great job. Cash Force, I think we had 8 minutes left. We ran the ball all the way down to under a minute.
Right.
I mean, that was just a great job. And like they say, what Coach Hinsley always preaches, do your job. Do your job. And I think that's what they did tonight. We're seeing a lot of new faces out there. Of course, you lose Jay Cright, Deshaun Anderson, those guys that helped out a lot. But it's a great win for the Hounds here, and I'm excited to see what they're going to do to Greene County Tech.
15-8, the Hounds win it. We got the coaches showing the player of the game up next. It's coming right here. George Cal Motor Company player of the game, number 44, Joe Brodus. Tell me about this belt, my friend. What is this belt?
An Alpha Dog belt is a belt that you win when you work hard.
Is that right? Show that
yes,
to the
sir.
phone. Show the Alpha Dog belt. Fantastic, my friend.
I got to say one thing.
Yes,
if
sir.
it wasn't for them llamas, like I said last year, I won't been nowhere tonight.
Offensive line, Joe, was outstanding. You know that,
yes,
and
sir.
I think we saw that as a broadcast group. They were phenomenal, were they not?
Yes, sir, they was.
Tell us about your game. I know that you worked hard. You were spinning. You were fighting, and tell us about winning the first one. We lost the first one last year, and then it was really later on in the year before you became a force for the offense. But man, you were a force for the offense tonight, starting off, and we knew you would be. Congratulations on your game.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about the game.
Well, tonight, my mindset was coming out here and beat them because they beat us last year.
Right.
So, before we came out, we was talking about how we went to their town, they beat us, and we was gonna let them come to our town and beat them, like they did us last year.
Sure.
And we had a mindset to come out here and play every four quarters we had in us. So, one thing I got to say is we work hard every day in practice, and the offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, cornerbacks, they all do their job.
Hey, let me ask you this, Joe. As well as we did, you ran the football as well as the offensive
sir.
line did. Talk about that defense out there. 4 different times, and Coach Hines and I talked about 4 different times, those guys had a 4th down situation, 2 of them inside the 5, and we held them all 4 times. Talk a little bit about your defense.
Them defense is a hard fighting team we got. Them defense, you can put them anywhere in the middle of that field, and they would take them down somehow. Most of them guys, they started last year. Some of them guys, they new to our team and stuff.
Sure.
But most of them guys, they know what they're doing out there. Like O'Shea, Pruitt, and Julius. Them some Bash brothers, for real. Them some real guys.
The Bash brothers,
yes,
for sure,
sir.
No doubt about it. Well, congratulations to you. It's a great start
yes,
for the
sir.
Hounds, a great start for the offense. It's great to be a Newport Greyhound. And before you get out here, and again, I'll talk to Coach Hines about this, what about that crowd over there tonight? Could you
I
hear
love
that
it.
crowd? Yeah.
I just zone out, so I really don't hear them. But when I look in that stand, they're great.
No doubt
Feel
about
good seeing them guys in the stands.
It does. George Kell Motor Company Player of the Game, number 44, Joe Brodus. Appreciate you, my friend.
Yes, sir.
Outstanding effort
I got to say
tonight.
one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Thanks to the offensive line tonight. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't have been nowhere tonight. Same.
No doubt about it.
Yes, sir.
Joe Brodus, number 44. Subway Coaches Report, Mark Hansley to talk about the big victory that we just saw, 15-8 over the Gosnell Pirates. Coach, welcome to the winning ways of the first football game of the year.
Oh, it feels good.
Is it not exciting?
It is exciting. And when you play that way, it's sweet. That's the only way to really talk about it. It's because you feel like you did a lot of things right. Now we made some mistakes and we're going to fix them, but we did so many things right tonight. And I'm just proud.
Hey, I want to talk first of all. I want to talk about the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
We give up a play. They get an 83-yard touchdown run on 3rd down and long. They just made a play. We were there. We didn't make the play. They made one big play offensively against our defense all night. But I want to talk offensive line first. We needed an answer. And we took that football right back down. We drove down there. The offensive line took control. And it took us 2 minutes to score. Yeah. Talk a little bit about how it was over on the sidelines. We'd led 7-0, it's 7-0, 7-0, 7-0, and they get one play, and then all of a sudden they go for 2, and we're down 8-7. What was the mindset there at that time?
You know what? 2 things. In control.
Right.
And gritty. What we talked about from the start of our football game is we want to be in control. We don't want them to, for 1 second, to be in control. You saw us do a lot of dead calls. We try to make them jump off sides. We would try to, tried to have long extended drives just to let them know that we were in control. Control was the thing that I was preaching from the start of the game and halftime, and then I let them know that they were in control the whole ball game. So, and then also grittiness. We talk about sudden change a lot. And if something bad happens, like a turnover or a big play on defense, you gotta flip that switch and be a sudden change kind of offense or a defense, and you just gotta have a mindset of you still have to do your job. And I talk to especially the linemen all the time is mental and physical toughness equals grittiness. And if they had grittiness, and we talked about that before about those offensive line, and I'm telling you, and I told those guys, I right before I congratulated Joe Brodus down here on the field, I first told the O-line to raise their hand because we didn't have a whole lot of, those guys went both ways almost the whole night.
We talked about it.
And they still were just that push that we hadn't had and needed. And, man, I was so proud of the offensive line and the grittiness and the push they showed tonight.
I want to talk defensively because, Coach, I'm going to tell you what. We were swarming the football as well as we've swarmed it in many years. We did our job defensively. We did the things that we were supposed to do 4 different times during the game, 2 times inside the 5-yard line. Those guys had 4th down, and we stopped them. We saw a lot of that last year. It's just kind of – that becomes contagious.
It does.
And this group, where a lot of these guys played last year, a lot of them did, but a lot of them did. That's become contagious. But the defense obviously was magnificent.
Let me first and foremost – I have to thank the coaches because I brought this idea in how I wanted to shut down the double wing right after we got through with our Highland scrimmage, and we had a general idea what the D-line had to do, linebackers had to do, secondary had to do, and they did a great job of selling that to the kids, and the kids did a great job of doing that. And I talked about it in the coaches show earlier. That is an offense that works off of rhythmic plays, and timing. Okay, and then and that's what I told them is we wanted to take that away from them with how we push the defensive line, how they played, did an awesome job. And then secondly, they want to try to work off misdirection.
Right.
And and I told the kids, I said, if you try to watch the football, you'll be on the wrong side of the play.
Right, absolutely.
And I told them, I said, we're going to have these specific people that we watch because we watch film and they kind of give it away with certain players on what they did.
Right.
And we sold out to those reads. And I mean, you can see here, it worked like a charm.
We were there.
I mean, and if it wasn't for 23 is a big old boy, I have to admit.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for just a few missed tackles right there, I mean, it would have been a
we were there to make plays. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
so, man, I was proud of that defense. They come out sticking and doing exactly what we had to do, and I couldn't be happier for them.
Well, you talk about it a lot. We talk about it as we progress through the season. You had the first three games, non-conference game, then you in the conference playoffs, blah, 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 blah. It's huge to win your first one. It's huge to win your first one. We played well last year.
I can't say it enough that is a great football team. They won their conference last year.
Absolutely, they did.
Okay, and they're pretty high ranked up there behind Pocahontas to win their conference again this year. And a lot of people I talked to thought they would be. So to win that ball game and to start off 1-0 is big for our football team.
Well, I think it's big for our fans, and I wanted to ask you about this. And I know you get caught up in your calling signals, and you most of the times you can't hear the fans.
Right.
But I know one time when we got a play coming over the offside over there, and I didn't have a headset on. I listened to the crowd, and it was a roar. It was a deafening roar, and I thought,
I feel it. Yeah.
I thought, man, that's fantastic. Talk a little bit about our Greyhound fans.
And I started feeling, when we first walked out of the game, I was like, it's a pretty decent crowd. Well, then they just started growing and growing, and the feeling that I had when I got down on this end, the roar you're talking about, it was there. And when you're standing down there and you feel that roar behind you,
yes,
man, it's powerful.
It's a roar.
I'm telling you, it's powerful, and it keeps you in the game as much. We just feed off each other. You always hearing about singers and stuff feeding off the crowd.
Sure,
we really do, and these kids really do feed off the crowd. They really do.
I do know this, and Randy Klepechka was outstanding, as PA and getting the folks on their feet, and he was magnificent there. And at the end of the first quarter, there was still a line of people trying to get into the football game.
Yeah.
So it was huge crowds, a vocal crowd, and we talked about it 2 years ago. We had help coming. We're going to be better. We got guys coming, and we got more help coming.
Yeah. And you know what's so great about it is I feel like we're being successful doing it the right way, David.
Absolutely.
I really do.
Absolutely.
I feel that way really deep down. And like I said, just Joe Brodus, just simple things like Stanley Loving comes out of it. There's a good connection we got right now with these guys, and from the guys' standpoint on how how much we trust each other. I talk about trust all the time, and the trust that we have, and the trust I have in the coaches, and the best thing that happened all game to me, David, was that 9-minute drive we had, or however, what was that longest
right at the
drive?
end, when we took off in the fourth quarter. Yes.
And we talk about that on Thursdays all the time. And John Bradley did a great job of keeping the football secure and keeping us in positive yardage plays, and to work that football down like we did and try for the field goal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, we tried to do everything the book said. And, I mean, that's just good football, and it was really exciting to watch.
Well, there's no doubt when you win, you feel better. Your preparation, that was talked about. Your most improvement comes from game 1 to game 2 because that's really the time. I mean, you can go to the Highland and play in a scrimmage game, and it's close. It's a simulated game, but when you really have to play 4 quarters like we did tonight, and then no doubt we'll go back to work. You guys will be back to work tomorrow morning. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Excited to be a Newport Greyhound.
I'm telling you.
I haven't been, as much as involved as what I needed to be, but. I'll get my eyes correct. So, last time I tried to do a ball game, didn't have an eye. Now I've lost one eye, but I can't see anything.
You're still here.
But Hayden, I'm here. I'm here. I'm above ground. I'm breathing. I'm loving my Newport Greyhounds.
That's right. David,
congratulations, my friend. Mark Hinesley, head football coach, athletic director of the Newport Greyhounds. His show each and every Friday night is brought to you by Subway in the Walmart Supercenter. The Greyhounds are number 1 tonight, winning 15-8. We're 1-0, and go Hounds.
Go Hounds.